even to continue with like that differences question, right? As somebody who's been in the States for so many years and been going back and forward between the States and Canada, right? What do you see as a big difference between Americans and Canadians?
I feel like here's the biggest thing, and it's an easy one. In America, for sure, I can be walking down the street and 98 or 95% of even the neighborhoods that are like tough neighborhoods, and because I'm black and they're black, they'll say what up to me. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Yeah.
Right away. In Canada, or Toronto per se, you see somebody that looks like you and you don't even know where he's from, and automatically you're screwing your face at him. Or you're having this long stare down competition for 11 seconds while you're walking by each other. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we just staring at each other for no reason? Yeah. Are we going to acknowledge each other or are we not? Like, in America, they'll see you in the airport. What's up, brother? How you doing, brother, man? Everything good? He can be the hardest gangster in the world. In Toronto, can be the biggest punk, but he's looking at you like he wants to do something to you and you don't even know this guy. Like, why are we having this stare down competition? Yeah. Like, that's the biggest thing. I already noticed. Okay. Like, even it's running with this notion of the Screwface capital. Like, why are we screwing our face at each other for what? We don't even have a problem with each other, but we're screwing our face. Yeah. I don't even know you'd have a problem with you. Like, the person that I really got a problem with, I'm not even screwing my face at him. I'm mad at him. But you're screwing your face on a complete stranger. Yeah. Like, you don't know. Like, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, that is a
100%
major issue. You
People get mad at you in America when you do not speak. You ain't see me, bro? Like, what's going on? What's up? How you doing? You good? You must not be from here. Yeah. Just like that. Just like that. You're supposed to speak.
Yeah. Dope. What can we expect from you? And I call you BUNZ. I'm so used to calling you BUNZ rather than Antwi. Yeah. Right? Where'd you get the name BUNZ from?
When the Belly movie came out, in my neighborhood, all the older guys, because I don't remember how old I was, but I was real young, like a preteen. I was like a teenager. Yeah. I used to come out and impersonate DMX. How he used to act. I knew the movie like verbatim. So I used to come out every single day and be like, put a little bit in the bag. Every single day I was doing that impersonation, like, yo, where BUNZ at, man? Or to be like, we don't want Tweety today, we want BUNZ. Be BUNZ today. And that, like, it went from that being like that to being on the basketball court. Yeah. Like when I used to like not be playing with my bros, would be in the crowd like, you got to turn into BUNZ. Then I turned into that character, kind of like Kobe at the Black Mamba. And then when it comes to like a rap battle, it was like you got to be BUNZ today. That aggression, that alpha male, that dominant figure that he just don't care. Yeah. He don't give a fuck. Like whatever, we're winning by unapologetically, we're going for it. Yeah. That's what BUNZ meant to our community. Yeah. So that's what like, yo, you're BUNZ. Like that's you. So that's where it came from.
Sick.
When I met DMX in Arizona, I told him like, I'm running around, they call me BUNZ. He's like, all right, that's cool, that's what's up. Just left it alone. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I thought he was gonna acknowledge me or something. Like, all right, that's what's up. All right, whatever, cool.
Yeah. He was just like, whatever. He was on some next shit.
Right.
Free X, Free X.
Free X, you already know.
What can we expect from you in 2019?
2019, what you can expect from me is a lot more collaborations or I want to call it luxury events or events that are fitted for the culture. That's going to move the culture forward. I did a lot of groundwork and foundational work to acquire a lot of big time, or you want to call it, in the corporate world. And now I have enough leverage where I can now connect the middle class or the lower class with the middle class and the high class in one event. Yeah. Kind of fuse it together. And doing a lot more stuff like on a higher level when I'm doing like a basketball event, having a music festival with it to cap off the weekend, like doing stuff like that, collaborating with other clothing brands. I just got a collaboration with Champion. So like finding different ways to like move the culture forward that no one's ever done before. Yeah. Like I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, just trying to add a couple new spokes and like motivate the guys from Toronto. Like let's get out here and get it and make some plays.
Dope. Last question I have for you. For somebody who at a young age you've gone through so many different experiences, right? Sports, entrepreneurship, spitting bars, right? What advice can you give these young cats coming up?
The biggest advice I can give these young kids coming up is if you want to be great at anything, do your research. Growing up, I was a human encyclopedia, meaning I knew everyone's stats, not just in high school, not just in college, but in NBA. I soaked it. I knew everyone's bars. The second a Nas album came out, when Friday first gave me that Mos Def album, I knew Sex, Drugs, and Money. I knew every bar. Because I was really into this thing. Like, if you're really into something, do all your research. Be engulfed in this stuff. Make sure you live it. Make sure it's part of you. Make sure it's part of your ethos. Make sure you wake up thinking about it and how you can be this person that no one's ever been. Because if you're not, you're half-assing. You might as well do something else. Because if you're not, I know everyone who's extremely successful, they live what they do.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to this music stuff, I lived music. There wasn't no album that I couldn't hear for 2 days and I didn't know almost every lyric. And if I didn't know the lyric, I was mad at myself.
Yeah.
I'd play it back till I know every single lyric of every album. That's just me. Like, I knew everyone's numbers. I knew every stat. I knew what Vince Carter averaged. I knew what Tracy McGrady was averaging. I had a solution on how we can get better. That's how I was thinking. So that's the advice. Like, do your research. Like this year alone, I read 60 books. Not all of them were on entrepreneurship, but all of them will help my entrepreneur endeavors.
Yeah.
Because now I'm quoting books when I'm going to these meetings. And automatically we're put on a different pedestal now. Okay, I'm talking to a brother that knows something.
Yeah.
When I'm quoting Michael Gladwell, they're like, okay, who we talking to now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I read 60 books, not to be cool, but I want to know what I'm talking about. I want more experiences. I want to have more knowledge, more information that I can feed back to these people when I want to go in with leverage. You know, I want to see other people's life stories that are very synonymous to mine.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't serendipitous that I'm like, okay, let me read 60 books. I was seeing it everywhere. All these conversations with people like, yeah, you got to read 60. The average millionaire reads 60 books in a year. I'm like, what? I'm here just listening to music all day. I'm in the plane with all this time, and everyone in first class got a book. I'm the only one with my headphones on. Okay, I figured it out. They're trying to get as much knowledge as they can before they get off this plane. You know, using their time wisely. So let me do the same thing. And now the conversations are different. When I walk into the plane, the guy next to me, prime example, a guy that I met who's the vice president of Verizon, when I was sitting there reading the book, he asked me about the book I was reading. It was The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I'm like, this is the book. He's like, it looks like a great book. I'm like, yeah, matter of fact, I'll give it to you. I just finished reading it. He's like, take my card. We have a great relationship now.
Yeah.
I can do anything I want through that relationship because of reading and understanding and being able to code switch. I can go to the hood and talk with the kids. I can go to the corporate office and talk corporate. I can go in the booth and I can rap. There's nothing I can't do. I'm able to code switch because I gave myself these skills. Enhance my soft and hard skills because I wanted to.
Yeah.
You want to have this. A lot of people see people who are successful and think like they just got it overnight. This shit is a process. This shit didn't happen overnight. So that's the biggest thing.
You got to be able to code switch.
Got to be able to code switch.
Yeah.
You can't code switch, you're not really doing nothing. Like I can go to the strip club all night and I can wake up in the morning and have a meeting with Ebony Magazine. And they'll never know where I was at. Just to say the least, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to do that.
Hey, with that, that's. I think we should end it on that right there.
Yeah, let's end it. I need to put some bars, man. I want some bars.
Hey.
I need to put some bars, man. Please.
We're going to give the people some bars,
Give me some just a couple bars. That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Just for my people, like, we went double platinum in the hood for Welcome Deuce and Trey, so I know people, I need to give something to the people, at least something small. Something like.
AWOL's a team?
AWOL's a team. It been a team.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? It been a team. We ain't leave since.
Yes. Yo, thank you for chopping it up with me here. You know what I'm saying? Antwi, BUNZ, Atuahene. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for having me, man. Definitely a pleasure.
Yes.
For sure.
6 views.